Hello and welcome to a 1v1 cast on Ashes of Typhon. Starting off on the blue side we have Crewfinity 91 playing as the brother captain for Ordo Malleus, and on the red side we have Harry, also known as Harry Butter or Harrysonn in other casts, playing as the Lord Commissar. Map is going to be Ashes of Typhon, quite a large map with two VPs on one side and a contested VP on the right hand side, very long distance from both players' bases, and also a contested power in mid, although you don't really see people build generators or anything like that in mid. Going to be two guardsmen and a sentinel here for Harry. Crewfinity going to be going for a lighter tier 1, no second IST squad. Could see some early generators into a purgation squad, or could even see a secondary strike squad for crew instead. Two strikes I think has been rising a little bit in popularity, so it could be two strike squads into a purgation squad. I don't think that we'll see operatives in this matchup from crew, I'm not too sure. But some IST already going to get bled down by the sentinel. IST only having 100 health per model, very vulnerable to getting bled there. And it is going to be a double strike squad build here for crew. You can already see that second one in the queue right now, but crew needing to pull away his strike squad here. He's just going to try and go and bleed some model. Wow, the guardsman just got tossed onto a hill there. But the strike squad does need to be careful. It will bleed some models here. If he bleeds a model, then that's going to be very ineffective, and he's already bled a strike squad model. As much as he's bleeding guardsmen, he really needs to bleed a lot of guardsmen in order to make it worth it for bleeding a strike squad model here. But at the same time, he's buying a lot of time having a strike squad keep Harry's army occupied. Brother Captain on that right hand side just doing some capping on his way to that contested VP, and straight away a heavy weapons team going to be coming out for Harry, very effective against the Brother Captain and double strike squads. Maybe not as effective against Brother Captain since he can't be suppressed, but outputting a lot of damage, especially if he tries to run up to it as well. Lord Commissar going to be turning on that refractor shield, going to be retreating away in fact actually. I'm a bit curious about why he's decided to retreat away. I think he could have just walked away and then regen some energy instead, but decides to actually retreat away. He really wants to keep that energy pool saved up onto the Lord Commissar for some future engagements, I would imagine. Crew though going to be getting a tier 1.5 unit. It's going to be a purgation squad as well. And Harry actually building some deployable cover here. Strike squad did look like it might decide to try and use it, but getting suppressed already. Not really worth staying in the fight since there's nothing to actually break that suppression as of yet. Sentinel riskily running through mid here. Will be fine overall, but 214 HP. Do need to be careful with your sentinel and where it decides to path itself around the map. That brother captain just still on that right hand side doing some capping. I don't think Harrysonn has really noticed it too much. But he's on his way to a fully matured requisition point though, to be met by some guardsmen here. 6 out of 6 models, no sergeant on these guardsmen just yet. Strike squad also capping the natural VP of Harry as well. Looks like the Brother Captain did land a special here. Brother Captain doing a decent amount of damage with his default weapons, his Storm Bolter and Power Sword doing, I think, slightly more damage than the Chaos Lord's equivalent. Chaos Lord probably the hero to compare against the Brother Captain. The Brother Captain taking a bit of damage here from the Sentinel and some guardsmen. We also have a Purgation squad trying to get tied up here by the Lord Commissar, but they are slowing him down to nothing, literally nothing in fact right now. But the flame damage is not really the most effective against commanders. Guardsmen going to be walking away, double strike squad is going to be pulling in here. The Sentinel getting a bit low, will be forced out of here. The heavy weapons team going to be setting up here as well. Brother Captain needs to be careful, he's not going to get there in time. He's going to get a bolster to the face here, but will retreat out of there in time. Purgation squad still getting tied up by that Lord Commissar. The strike squads will need to make their way over there in fact and actually help out their friendly Purgation squad. A second Purgation squad here for crew, and I think that's actually a nice idea. Double Purgation squad is extremely frustrating to deal with. Power Sword though for Harrysonn also a nice idea. Very nice on reliable, going to be catching out both of those strike squads there. The Purgation squad is going to try it or start making work of this generator farm. Might bleed a model though. That lead model is taking a bit of damage from these guardsmen. Double strike squads trying to do what they can. Catchins though should try and force melee. Purgation though going to be forcing them away. Purgation actually going to be able to get away there with full models. Very fortunate there for crew. Heavy weapons team going to set up. Strike squad's going to be forced off there as well. One of the ones leveling up to level 2, the initial strike squad going to become level 2 now, and the second one is halfway to level 2 as well. IST though on that left hand side, just doing some capping, doing what the brother captain was doing earlier. Sentinel pushing in through mid, Guardsman on that right hand side as well. Heavy weapons team coming out of base along with the Lord Commissar, Catachins, and a second set of Guardsmen. Crewfinity actually decides to cancel that second Purgation squad in favour of extra generators here. Some flamers on the Guardsmen here, but the brother captain going to come in here and actually interrupt them. I feel like the Sentinel should maybe get the stomp upgrade, or at least consider it, since the stomp is going to be so effective against brother captain, able to actually stun him. But that is a dead brother captain, kind of walking up to that heavy bolter there. With a hammer, no longer providing you with a speed boost, so your brother captain cannot just sprint up to heavy bolters as such anymore. You can still walk up to it, since you do get damage resistance from Weird the Hammer, but you do need to be a bit more careful. Lord Commissar though going to be taking down a Strike Squad model and a Purgation model as well. Big losses there. And Flamer Guardsman, in fact, going to try and burn down this generator farm. Crew saying so fast and slow, referring to his brother captain, who is currently dead on the ground right now and also glowing a little bit, although he's not really dead, he's actually just kind of unconscious. But Lord Commissar going to go in here, will need to be backing away. He's actually getting hit by his friendly or unreliable hit, and that was actually going to cause him to go down. If not careful, will go down. If he tries to retreat instantly, he may have been able to get away at 60 HP. Although the Strike Squads do actually finish him off, and that is 2 dead commanders, and Flamer Guardsman going to be tearing down this generator farm as well. 2 generators already gone down. Purgation is going to come in to try and defend, but it is not going to be in time. Although the Guardsman's actually going to get scattered off over there. A flare actually gets dropped down here for Harry, and it looks like he might resume the power bash, or should resume the power bash, since he's got this flare here. That flare is stopping the Purgation and grenade launcher IST from reacting, but he doesn't actually tear down that generator in time, and he actually decides to pull away here. I really think that he could have got that generator though. But the Lord Commissar has been repurchased. Crew going to be the first one to tier 2. Harry is taking up to tier 2. Meanwhile, 451 VPs to 457. Flamer Guardsmen going to make their way to a power node instead. And we also have a grenade barrage going to be landed on top of that heavy weapons team. The heavy weapons really needs to just pull out there. He's taking a lot of damage right now. The grenade launcher is doing so much damage when all the models are grouped up so close together. And the Guardsmen are actually leaving that power node. I think they could have just gotten it and retreated away instead. But Harrysonn playing this very safely, maybe a bit too safe. I feel like he could have taken a bit more risk there to actually burn down that one generator that was left there, and also this power node instead. And it would have helped out a lot, because a generator's 100 requisition, a power node's 125, taking them both out would have given him an even better trade at an extra 225 rec traded for him. Brother Captain has been repurchased here for Crew, sitting on that left hand side, level 2 as well. Purgation Squad are going to try and tear down this generator farm. I still think Sentinel could do, but the stomp upgrade is very effective against the Purgation and the Brother Captain. Purgation Squad normally needs to get tied up by the Lord Commissar, but the Commissar down to just 100 HP is not able to turn that Purgation Squad whatsoever. Heavy weapons team is set up though. Actually going to force away that Purgation Squad instead, and Harrysonn going to be replacing that power node. Sentinel still level 1, could even see a missile launcher upgrade come in as well. Purgation model even going to go down. Strike Squad trying to come in for a flank. Grenade launcher IST going to actually knock down a heavy weapons team, but it's going to reset up here. In fact, it's not actually going to catch out the Purgation with that angle. Flare also getting dropped down, but the Purgation Squad is going to be coming in uncontested right now. Not inside that arc, but nice reliable is going to be knocking away. Crewfinity is going to be forced back to base, losing a Strike Squad model, losing an IST model as well. And Harrysonn could maybe do a counter push and actually reclaim this contested VP. Brother Captain though on that left hand side still being very annoying. Chimera and I'm gonna say Razorback, but it's actually a Rhino. Chimera and Rhino for both players. Rhino is very similar to a Razorback in fact, but both going to be transports, both going to allow both players to reinforce in the field. The most recent patch Rhino was moved from tier 1 to tier 2, comes with vehicle armor as standard, and also allows you to reinforce on the field now, which was probably the biggest change to the Rhino, or what I feel is the biggest change to the Rhino anyway for Ordo Malleus. Brother Captain going to get forced away here. Sentinel could go in for a quick decap, but it's just going to let the Guardsman do it instead. Sentinel going to make its way to the contested side. Chimera though out in the field, could see some plasma guns on the one Guardsman that isn't equipped with a flamer in fact. Could even see it also can on the heavy weapons team, just to give it a bit of extra range and a bit of AoE damage as well, and especially as some soft AV or some decent AV against this Rhino as well. But we'll see. Refractor Shield though, very nice choice, going to prevent the grenade launcher IST from actually being able to do too much, and we do actually have that autocannon coming in, but the Sentinel's taking a lot of damage here, really needs to pull out of there, just needs to reverse, needs to carry on reversing. Could even see the missile launcher upgrade come in here, because it would be very good against this Rhino as well, assuming it lives. The Sentinel is getting chased down by that Stormbolter Rhino. Is also getting the last cannon perch as well, some rear armor hits from that Lord Commissar Sentinel though, taking a lot of damage, and will get sniped by the last Rhino. But he also kind of doing a decent amount of work against these strike squads, and last Rhino going to be a very nice source of AV against this Chimera as well. The autocannon needs to reposition here since Crewfinity is pulling in towards mid or onto the contested VP side. Purgation squad going to be coming in for a flank. Side cannon upgrade is getting purchased right now. Chimera taking a lot of damage. Flaming Guards are going to be tearing down a generator farm. Catachin should force melee onto the Purgation squad. Power melee would be very effective. The autocannon is still not set up in the correct direction, and Strike Squad is going to be coming in with a Justica as well. That is going to be a dead Chimera. The Catachin didn't actually force melee onto the Purgation squad, so it was able to do it wanted. That is a dead Chimera, and the Rhino just needs to sit behind this autocannon and it'll be fine. And Harrysonn is going to get himself a very big win here for Crewfinity, taking down a Chimera, taking down a Sentinel as well. Not losing their Purgation model as much as the squad is down to just 250 HP right now. Brother Captain on that left hand side, Harrysonn forced to retreat back to base, 337 VPs to 400. The VP lead still in a slight favour to Harry, but not by much, only by 64 VPs. IST going to be repairing up that Rhino as well. Rhino nearly level 2 as well. Going to be a good source of AV, going to prevent Harry from actually getting a second Chimera out or any kind of vehicle in tier 2. As much as you could get a Manticore, the Rhino is very quick and could actually just drive into base and try and snipe it. Still no upgrades onto that Brother Captain, but some plasmas guns onto these guardsmen are going to be a nice choice with all the heavy infantry on the field right now. Brother Captain taking a fair amount of damage there from that Power Sword Commissar. No other upgrades onto the Commissar just yet, and some Stormtroopers coming in here as well for Harrysonn. Could even see a Melter Bomb upgrade to actually just counter this Rhino.
We shall make it so.
Well, not necessarily a Melter Bomb upgrade, but the Melter Kit, I believe it is the proper term for it. And we do see just that as well. But Stormtroopers look like they have been revealed to that Stormtrooper squad. Autocannon very effective against heavy infantry, although it does need to maybe reposition itself into something a bit more favourable. Catachin's also getting the Melter Sergeant as well, so it allows them to infiltrate when standing still for some time. Purgation though still on the field, very low health right now at only 400 at 3 models. A model could easily get bled there by these Plasma Guardsmen. The Melter Stormtrooper is going to be coming in here. No energy though for a Melter Bomb. They are trying to save up 2 more energy is all they need. Purgation squad is going to be forced away. Melter Bomb does get thrown. In fact, Melter Bomb's only 50. They did actually have enough. That is a dead Rhino in fact. And Purgation also gained very low 40 HP. Will be able to barely scrape its way out of there. The IST as well gained very low. Catachins might be able to force melee on retreat, might be able to do an unreliable to try and build or try and take down some extra models here. In fact, he's just ignoring, he's just going straight for this generator farm. He wants to tear that down. And the Melter IST, or the Melter Stormtroopers in fact can actually just sit on the right hand side or sit on the left hand side, do some capping, tear down the power nodes on these contested farms as well. Although that one hasn't actually got one. But they definitely can do something useful onto another vehicle comes on the map. But Melter damage is also effective against all kinds of damage. Crew now tier 3 as well, 336 VPs to 298, and Crew being tier 3 will probably make his way towards Terminators or Paladins, but the problem is he's actually lost his generator farms, even getting decapped right now in fact. Double Strike Squad here, they armed with silencers. No, they are not armed with silencers, they're just armed with their standard weapons. Some mines also going to get dropped down, a bunker even going to get dropped down here by Harry. And autocannon heavy weapons team is also going to be tearing down that power node as well, and with the bunker here I'd imagine it's going to be a medical bunker. It's going to allow him to set up shop. Second heavy weapons team as well for him, but the Brother Captain should be able to walk up to this heavy weapons team and actually kill it. Well, not necessarily kill it, but should be able to force it off at the very least. Does take a lot of damage in doing so, but is able to force off the heavy weapons team overall, and the crew might actually just come in for a flank, might even tear down this generator farm instead. Might even do both really. But the Commissar going to be forced away there with 68 HP, going to lose definitely to 2 strikes, so especially when armed with Justicas and also with the cyber ammunition. And that medical upgrade is coming in for that bunker. Autocannon heavy weapons team is set up right now though. Is going to be focusing down that Purgation squad. IST also taking a lot of damage. Catastrophe should force melee on retreat. They do power melee, very effective against the heavy infantry of the Purgation. Could do an alt unreliable, but they already used it though. Auto bombardment going to be going down here for Crew. He's definitely not going to get Paladins or a Land Raider Crusader then, since he spent his red on that. The mines on retreat actually take down the IST, so definitely don't want that Land Raider Crusader since you have no repair support whatsoever. The Guardsman barely surviving here, 11 HP, 12 HP. That one on 3 HP in fact. Wow, that is so fortunate for him, although I believe he did lose a Commissar upgrade, but you know, keeping the Guardsman squad alive with the Sergeants, you can't argue with that whatsoever. Strike squad going to be trying to reclaim the natural power. Their heavy weapons team going to be setting up as well. The autocannon heavy weapons team is somewhere on the map right now. It's actually retreating back to base for some health and an extra model. We also have another 3 heavy weapons teams here. For Harry's going in for that very defensive play. 240 VPs to 298. At the very last second, the Unreliable is going to knock away that strike squad from the power. Going to be denying that to Crew even longer now. And still waiting for the Terminators to start getting built. He does have enough requisition. I believe he almost has enough power as well. I don't know if they got changed to 125 power or not. But I think that they did. Brother Captain does need to be careful of these mines as well. I don't know if he still knows that mines are up on the field. There's also a Catastrophe improvised explosive here as well, so do need to be careful of walking in that area. No mine though on the bunker, or not a mine, but no IED on the bunker either. Maybe it'd be a good idea to put one down, so if the strike squad decides to try and take that bunker, you can actually just blow it up. Since the Brother Captain can't get inside that himself, it'll have to be one of his actual squads. But Terminators getting built now for Crew. They do actually have a long build time. I believe it's 60 seconds, but I'm not too sure on that. And he really doesn't want him to have this power. I think he knows that the Terminators are going to be the next purchase here for Crew. Just really wants to deny him the power. The thing is, the Terminators are getting built right now instead. The double heavy weapons team is actually going to be defending this natural VP here, and at the same time is also defending the power away, or denying the power instead from Crew. But that is going to be a dead Commissar. Could have turned on his refractor shield, but it does not turn on his refractor shield and does actually go down. The summoners upgrade with also been very good to help keep him on the field, giving him a lot of health regen whenever surrounded by allied infantry or his own infantry. But the Terminators though, coming out now, Strike Squad's going to get forced away. It's a good thing they didn't push any further forward, otherwise they might have actually been caught out by this IED. 177 to 298. Harry is actually building up that VP lead by quite a bit. Crew on so much requisition right now, but no power whatsoever. He does have the Terminator squad coming in though, so now will probably make quite a big difference. Terminators are able to retreat away, but do have a 5 minutes cooldown on their retreat. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. We also have the Incinerator upgrade coming in on them. In fact, the Incinerator is actually fairly cheap at only 80 power, 20 power. Or no, 80 requisition, 20 power, sorry. So it'll be interesting to see how they do with their Nemesis Halberds and also the Incinerator as well. That'll probably do a number against Harry, since he's pretty much all infantry based right now. But look at the damage to this autocannon heavy weapons team though. It's actually going to take it down. The Stormbolters on the Terminators along that flamer will easily finish it off. Castians going to try and do what they can here, actually taking down one of the Strike Squad models. Very nice IED, but the Terminators not really caring about an IED. They're just so tanky at 4,250 health. The Castians also taking a lot of damage here. In fact, they could actually go down 6 HP. Stormbolter is going to be able to take it down here. 2 squads down for Harrysonn. Going to make work of this heavy weapons team as well. Teleport on cooldown, I believe. Heavy weapons team though on 140 HP. If the Terminators have teleport once again, then That is a dead heavy weapons team. The Commissar has been repurchased once again. Though I don't think this is the best choice. He's executed his guardsmen here, but the Terminators are going to just come in and finish them off instead here. Those are his plasma guardsmen. He really needed them alive if he wanted to fight Terminators. Now the Commissar is going to try and fight the Terminators as well, but his energy has run out. He's now down to just 530 HP, and that's not enough against Terminators who are on 1700 HP and also super heavy infantry. Strike squad on the left hand side going to be taking down some models here. I don't know if it's actually killed a squad or not, but Harry down to just 4 squads. He had triple heavy weapons teams, he had an extra guardsman squad, and he's actually lost it. He also had catechins as well, and he's also lost the catechins. But Crew still low on VPs, 69 VPs to 295. Harry does have the opportunity to try and win this game, and this is why you have an IED on your bunker. You could have killed that purgation squad. You also can again be set up and remain protecting the natural of Harrysonn. But still, if he had an IED, he could have taken down the squad, and that would have been one less squad to worry about, especially a purgation squad, which is an anti-everything squads with their explosive damage. And the flare there makes it even more obvious that he's trying to go in for a sneak cap there. Terminator's going to be coming in. Commissar with some flamer guardsmen, not the highest source of damage against super heavy infantry, going to try and do what they can, but Terminator's going to be teleporting in onto that also cannon squad, which are arguably doing the most damage to these Terminators, down to 50 HP, 40 HP, 20. Wow, what the range damage these Terminators are outputting is quite high. They're actually able to finish off that heavy weapons team. Things are just going really south right now for Harry. He's down to, well, just 3 squads now. He's lost so many squads to these Terminators. If Terminators could level, these would definitely be leveled. Also, can heavy weapons team facing the wrong way now is actually trying to make sure that the Terminators don't come in from that direction. We need to reset up to the left. In fact, he might even need the heavy weapons team in combat since he lost his other autocannon heavy weapons team. Desperately needs to keep this one alive though, and actually puts down a generator here. Does actually have the requisition to spare to put down a generator, but still, things are not looking particularly good right now for Harry. He is on 69, he has got Crew down to 69 VPs. We'll need to do some sneak capping with these stormtroopers, I think, and maybe should just send them over to this left-hand VP right now, instead of trying to send them to the contested side where Crew is heavily defended, especially with his medical bunker. The stormtroopers should maybe just go to the left hand side, try and get some decap. There are more Terminators coming in here as well for Crewfinity. Spotters for Harry, I'm not really sure how the spotters are going to help against Terminators. The Terminators are the main problem here. The strike squads and purgation have kind of taken a back seat, if you like, although they are doing a lot of damage to that stormtrooper squad. 69 VPs to 236. The Commissar is going to go down once again, I believe. Spotter shell does come in, needs to drop a smoke shell onto the brother captain though. 7 HP, 5 HP. Commissar will be able to actually get away there. I was really surprised by that. But nothing to defend this left hand VP as the autocannon has been set up on that right hand side. Some more guardsmen here for Harry is buying the plasma gun upgrade as well. In desperate need of the plasma damage, but Terminator's back up to full HP, still armed with that incinerator, going to try and do a lot of damage here on retreat. In fact, Terminator could probably just go into base if they really wanted to, if they've still got the retreat option available, just to really keep Harry locked in base right now. But things going really south. These stormtroopers really need to just infiltrate and go for this VP over here on the left after forcing off this tri squad. But at the same time, he's also going to lose his generator farm. These Terminators with the incinerator doing so much damage to that generator farm. Strike squad trying to force melee here onto the guardsman, but the strike squad should lose this, and even landing a special upon exit as well. But the Terminators and the secondary strike squad making their way there. Terminators jumping in, they do jump in like bloodlets. That heavy weapons team is executed right now, so they cannot retreat away. That's another poor execution in that sense, and that's going to be a dead guardsman squad as well. That's the flamer guardsman. They were level 2 as well. The plasma guardsman at level 1, trying to do what they can. That could also be a dead melter stormtrooper squad as well. These Terminators are just doing so much work right now. Game is it's just unraveling in the worst possible way here for Harry. And the spotter shell is actually hitting his friendly guardsman as well. It's going to allow the Terminators to actually just tie them up in melee. He's actually just going to send the Terminators into base right now. Some more guardsmen. The Terminators could probably just sit in the base right now. They do actually have the tankiness and do have the retreat option available still. but it does put them on a 5-minute cooldown. They do actually go in. They do also have the Justicar on the Strider Squad to drain energy from the Commissar to reduce the tankiness of him. That is going to be a dead Melter Stormtrooper squad. Guardsman trying to push in. Harrysonn is getting desperate, but at the same time he's losing all his squads here. Commissar is also going to go down. Terminator is going to make their way onto the Spotter squad. Now down to just a single Guardsman squad. Terminators retreat away here, but a second set of Terminators on the left hand side, although no Incinerator upgrade or any upgrade in fact on them just yet. But this is pretty much Crew's game right now. Harry just down to a single Guardsman squad. The Terminators on the left will easily defend that. Their Stormbolters doing a lot of damage in range, and also the Halberds have been doing so much work in melee as well throughout this game. And well, the VPs are just going to be bleeding down with a triple cap. 9 VPs, 7 VPs. These Terminators, well, not these ones, but these ones specifically doing all the work. You can see that Incinerator down the left, and that's going to be game. Crew is going to win, going to actually come back in the game. The single Terminator squad doing so much work throughout the game, actually wiping so many of Harry's squads. The Incinerator doing a lot of work, and the splash damage from these Halberds as well, going to be doing a lot of work at the same time.